What's going on YouTube and shit, and welcome to DesignsAcademy. Today's tutorial is going to be on how to do album covers. It's not going to be a tutorial on showing you how to make an album cover rather than explaining how I would do it. I can't really show you guys how to do it, but I want to explain the essence of making an album cover and how to sort of align and concept a design or deal with the sort of, context you're playing with. So right off the bat, I want to start off with how album designing and how cover designing both intercept and just kind of penetrate, like, not sexually, I don't know why I said that, while they penetrate like the viewers and the listeners of this music. And that right off the bat is because when you make an album cover or some sort of cover at all, when you make a cover, it will emphasize the song and its allegiance to what it's talking about. And sometimes when a rapper drops a song about his deceased grandmother, you're not gonna have an album cover like this. Like, this just is too simple. It doesn't have any sort of correlation to the song. So you might consider doing something with a gravestone with the mom's name on it, and then that's it. It could be as simple as that. But you just want to make sure that you want to mix and match these. It's like clothing almost. Like, you have a shirt, which would be the song, and you want to match it with your pants. So you want to put on jeans, which would be the would be the cover, and then you have the everything else that goes with it, which would be socks and all that. But that was a really bad analogy. What I'm trying to say is that you want to make sure that the album cover or the single cover matches whatever the vibe is the song's giving off. So say if the song is emitting some sort of sad vibes, you're gonna have a dark theme going on with the cover. Say your song is emitting positive nutritional vibes for the environment or whatever, you're gonna have a picture of something that has to do with Mother Nature, and then you're gonna have text or whatever you want to do with that. Like, you just gotta mix and match. So I'm gonna give you guys some examples of how rappers do this. So about a week ago, Schoolboy Q dropped Blank Face LP, which was a great album. I definitely suggest you listen to it. My favorite song on this album by far is Dope Dealer with Schoolboy Q and E40, but the cover doesn't really look like anything in particular. While I was staring at it, I kind of got the vibe that it was an eye. Just because you got the corneas and whatever. I don't really know what this is, and I didn't research it because I wasn't that intrigued, but I was looking at it and it kind of just looked like an eye. And this right here, if you guys are familiar with Blank Face, that's probably Blank Face. You come to an assumption that is Blank Face. So what Schoolboy Q did with this album was he gave it that mysterious, like, what the hell is that? But then you can assume, and it kind of gives you it just gives you an idea. Another great example of this is where is it? I got it right here. I think I went past it. Oops, wait, did I? Oh yeah. So the Notorious Big. This cover right here doesn't have anything to do with the album, but it's still really good looking. Now, this kind of thing is important to note because when he had this designed, it's not like he said, well, no, he didn't have this was after he would die. Like, they redid the cover. This is the remaster, but this is this cover is just him as a baby, and it's perfect for this album. It doesn't have anything to do with the album, but it's simple. So when rappers realign covers with their songs, it doesn't always have to come from the mission of a idea and the concept of the album or song. But when it comes off with a message, or it comes off with some sort of vibe that they really want to emit, then yes, you're gonna have to match the cover with the song. But when it comes to when it comes to the Ready to Die remaster, there's no vibe to get from this album. There's no message he's spreading. He just made a really good album. So another good example, a very good example, believe it or not, is Kanye West's new album, which I believe is down here. Yeah. So The Life of Pablo. What a great album. I love this album. One of my favorites for 2016 by far because of how versatile it is. But the album cover itself is so incredibly cringeworthy that it actually makes me not like the album. No, I'm kidding. It's a good album. But the cover is just like, what the hell was he thinking? Well, that's probably the whole concept, is that he wasn't thinking. He got a picture of a fat ass and he got a picture of his family, combined them, put them on to the cover with The Life of Pablo in some really weird offset text. So when it comes to designing this cover, he put no effort in. Well, that's what it looks like. He looks like he put no effort in. But I mean, if I think about being a designer, I think about my OCD first off the bat. And to make something that offset and that weird would literally take effort for me. I could not do that unless I was made. So that right there, that cover doesn't really emphasize anything other than just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the life of Pablo. And you're like, what the hell is that? It's kind of intriguing and it pulls you in. So this kind of cover right here, this is a very nice looking sort of orange going on. I don't know. Which brings me to Frank Ocean's Channel Orange cover, which I don't think I'm going to cover that one. But if you guys are familiar with that, it literally just says Channel Orange and it's an orange. It's really it. It's very simple. But this right here, this cover is just like, it has something to do with the album, believe it or not. I don't know how, but it does, because that's how Kanye works. And I'm sure he's going to release a reason to why in the future, because he always does. So another, let me think of somebody else. I already had him in, yeah, Flatbush Zombies. Alright, this right here is one of my favorite covers by far. If you guys are familiar with Flatbush, they're based in, New York, obviously. This cover right here is a straight up concept design. One of my favorite designs I've ever seen for any album. It's very, very vibrant, and it has the three, it has, Michi Darko, Juice, and Architect. And those are the three people, obviously, in the Flatbush Zombies era. So, these people are very philosophical, and they have this, sort of allegiance with the third eye. And they obviously implement that idea, in this. But when they had this illustrated, it was so perfect. Like, the colors and how they look, and it's just, everything about this is incredible. Now, this kind of art right here goes on to the $200 to $800 sort of range. This getting made right here is very, expensive. When you compare this right here to this, there isn't any sort of allegiance to the comparison, because they're just totally different. There's no text, there's no nothing but Micho Darko, Juice, and Architect. That's it. So this cover right here kind of does have to do something with the album, because it is a very vibrant album, and the saturation in the album definitely is emphasized on the cover. So I definitely do love this cover a lot. And another cover that I want to talk about is Kendrick Lamar's Untitled, or Untitled Remastered album. This was the outtakes of all of the Pimp the Butterfly songs that he didn't implement into the album, and he put it into its own little LP. So this cover right here literally isn't nothing. It's weird. I don't know how to describe this. It's just yellow with a black pigment, and it says Untitled Remaster up in the right corner here, and it has the little parental advisory explicit content sticker down there. This kind of cover definitely doesn't catch an eye, but it's a very noticeable one at that, because I ever see this cover, I'm gonna know right off the bat what it is, and it's because of how different it is. So what Kendrick Lamar probably did with this is send this an untitled unmastered sort of idea. He just put it there, he said put text on there somewhere and then release it, because it doesn't have any effort. So I definitely get what this is for. It doesn't have anything to do with the songs on the album, but it has to do with the LP itself, because it's just unmastered. It doesn't have any sort of purpose. So that's why it's one of those covers that are actually pretty cool. Now this cover with Denzel Curry is also one of my favorites, because like the Flatbush Zombies one, it's a very illustrated design. That's my favorite, the illustrations, because when you get something illustrated, it can be exactly or whatever the hell you want. You can get exactly what you've done illustrated, and that's why they're the best. This one right here has a naked lady with Denzel right there, and things going on in the background. The album name is Nostalgic 64, and it's my Denzel Curry, obviously. So this kind of album cover it's just nice. It doesn't have any sort of correlation with the album itself, but the cover itself is nice and it's unique, and that's why it's one of my favorites. And then one more I want to go through actually is the Freddie. Actually, yeah. Well, no, let's not do Freddie Gibbs. I kind of want to do not Logic. Let me think of someone that has a very Mac Miller's. Yeah, this one right here. This album cover is one of the most simplest ideas, but it's so clean. to do something like this, you don't really need any effort, obviously, except you need a picture, and then you have to, like, you know, pencil the head off or whatever. But the cover is literally just his head, no text or anything, and that's why these covers usually are the most, you know, cleanest, and it's just, it represents, you know, that's what this is. This cover doesn't say anything, it doesn't tell you anything, it represents the album. You see this and you think of Mac Miller's Good AM, and that's why he made it into a brand. So this cover right here doesn't have anything to do with the album, it doesn't have anything to do with Mac Miller, but it has to do with the face of the representation of Good AM. So technically, yes, it does have something to do with the album, but not the songs in it. So yeah, when you look at this, you think of Good AM, and that's why, you know, it's the way it is. I think he made it like that. So with all that out of the bag and all the, you know, tips and tricks here and there on how to design, you know, a pretty good album cover or a cover in general, then I mean, like, I don't know what else like I could help you with, because I can't make a tutorial on how to do it, but I can definitely show you guys, you know, ideas behind it. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about this, let me know down below in the comment section, like usual. I hope I help you guys out. And if you guys, you know, have anything you want to tell me, or how about you guys do this? How about you tell me what your favorite album is and why down below, or just tell me what it is. You know, just tell me what your favorite song is, or your favorite album is, with the cover. And yeah, we can go from there. It would be a pretty cool discussion. We can talk about it in the comment section. With all that said, guys, this has been Jaden, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you leave a like. If you didn't, make sure you leave a dislike so I know. If you guys want to see more tutorials like this, let me know down below in the comment section as well. And it's been it for today, guys. I'll talk to you in the next one. I'm out. Later.